There's a lot of historic events coming up, with qualifiers being the highest level of arena competitiveness and metagame challenges offering huge rewards, as long as you're winning, of course. This video ranks the top 10 best decks to conquer the historic meta.
Victory!
Kicking us off in 10th place, it's Selesnya Devotion. Key opening plays include Delighted Halfling and Utopia Sprawl, which accelerate your mana and establish a strong board presence quickly. Outcaster Trailblazer and Kiora keep the engine going, generating card advantage and fueling Devotion. As the game progresses, Storm the Festival and Cavalier of Thorns help dig for more permanence while further ramping your Devotion camp. And with Khan the Great Creator, the deck gains access to a powerful toolbox sideboard. Selesnya Devotion floods the board and ramps into game-winning plays. But what if you could take complete control of the game with counterspells, disruption, and unbeatable late game power? In 9th place, it's Jeskai Control. Key early plays include Strict Proctor and Stifle, which not only interfere with your opponent's strategy, but also enable your own synergies, most notably pairing with Lotus Field to generate a massive mana advantage. The synergy extends to Flage, allowing you to cheat it out early, turn it into both a devastating mid-game threat and a game-winning finisher. The deck's suite of premium interaction spells keeps opponents in check, while some of the best card advantage spells in Historic ensure you always have the perfect answer at the perfect time. Jeskai Control dominates the late game, but what if you want a deck that wins through sheer aggression, discarding cards for maximum value? Well, in 8th place, it's Boros Madness. Early plays include Inti and Marauding Mako, which generate card advantage while applying relentless pressure, setting up explosive turns with madness spells. Meanwhile, Faithless Looting and Fear of Missing Out keep the deck running smoothly, ensuring a steady stream of threats and interaction. As the game progresses, Fable of the Mirror Breaker adds even more value, providing discard synergies, mana acceleration, and a game-winning clone engine, while Flage turns discarded cards into a devastating late-game threat with its escape ability. Boros Madness excels at fast aggression, but what if you could turn every sacrificed creature into damage, card draw, and inevitability? In 7th place is Mardu's Sacrifice. It starts off with plays like Unlucky Witness and Goblin Trapfinder, which establish board presence while ensuring card advantage, whilst Corrupted Conviction and Village Rites convert creatures into even more resources, fueling the deck's sacrifice engine. As the game progresses, Goblin Bombardment and Marionette Apprentice transforms every sacrifice into direct damage, putting opponents on an inevitable clock. One that speeds up even further with Ajani amplifying the pressure. And with Chthonian Nightmare acting as a recursive engine similar to Lurrus, the deck never runs out of threats, making it incredibly difficult to shut down. Mardu's Sacrifice grinds down opponents with incremental damage, but what if you could assemble an infinite combo and win the game on the spot? In 6th place is Jund Charmer combo. At the heart of the combo are Ominous Traveller, Burgi, and Fountain Port Charmer. The key interaction? Well, Fountain Port Charmer reduces Ominous Traveller's cost to 0, letting you recast it infinitely. Meanwhile, Burgi generates mana with each cast, keeping the loop going. By repeatedly casting Ominous Traveller, selecting creatures from the spellbook, and casting those creatures, the deck floods the board. So to begin with, the priority is all about assembling the combo, selecting 1 mana creature with Ominous Traveller's spellbook to extend the loop. But once the engine is running, the deck shifts its plan, looking for Dominating Vampire, which can steal opposing creatures or give Champion of the Perished haste. Once the champion grows beyond 20 power, just a single attack wins the game on the spot, as long as it has haste. Jund Charmer combo wins with infinite loops, but what if you could storm off with a spell-based engine, generating absurd amounts of mana? In 5th place is It Lotus Field combo. The key setup involves Lotus Field and untap effects like Hidden Strings and Pour Over the Pages, allowing you to repeatedly untap your lands and ramp into massive plays. The ideal setup? Well, it's Lotus Field plus Deserted Temple, or just 2 Lotus Fields, where you can continuously untap and tap for extra mana while digging through your deck. So to ensure the combo doesn't fizzle, Underworld Breach lets you recycle spells, turning your graveyard into a second hand. Wish provides access to Tendrils of Agony from the sideboard to close the game out, or if you need to, fetches matchup specific hate cards in a pinch. Artist Talent helps smooth out combo turns by looting, while early cantrips like Sleight of Hand or Expedition Map ensure you find your key pieces fast. Is It Lotus Field combo generates tons of mana, but what if you wanted to play aggressively while drawing through your deck at lightning speed? In 4th place is Dimir Affinity. Cheap early artifacts fuel quick Thought Cast and Thought Monitor plays, letting you dig through your deck at lightning speed. And with the release of Aether Drift, the deck gains access to black artifact-based removal options, adding an extra layer of interaction without disrupting its core game plan. So as the game progresses, Kappa Cannoneer becomes an unstoppable win condition with Ward, making it incredibly difficult to remove. Meanwhile, Retrofitter Foundry turns small artifacts into massive constructs, applying even more pressure. But then Emery ties it all together, providing recursion and ensuring a steady flow of value. Dimir Artifact dominates with raw efficiency, but what if you could win outright with an infinite drain combo while also having a solid mid-range game plan? Well, in 3rd place, it's 4-color Samwise combo. Now, the core of the combo works by using Samwise to generate a food token whenever a creature enters. Then, Cauldron Familiar is repeatedly sacrificed and brought back by using that food, looping infinitely and draining your opponent out of the game every time it comes back. Now, to ensure the consistency, the deck runs Goblin Trap Finder, Birthing Ritual, and Unlucky Witness, which all help dig for the key combo pieces. But here's the thing, you don't always need to combo to win. This deck also plays exceptionally well as a mid-range sacrifice deck, pressuring opponents with recursive creatures and chip damage. 4-color Samwise combo is all about looping creatures for infinite damage, but what if you could cheat out an Ulamog into play by just turn 3 and giving it haste for an immediate Annihilator 10 attack? In 2nd place is Jund Ulamog combo. The deck aims to cheat Ulamog into play with haste as early as turn 3 or 4, and trust me, it's almost impossible to come back from an Annihilator 10 attack that early. Now, there are 2 main ways to make this happen. The first is by exiling Ulamog with Emperor of Bones, which then can adapt to return it to the battlefield with haste. And here's the cool part. Because Ulamog's ability says enters with rather than when Ulamog enters, it actually sees itself in exile, meaning it comes back as a 17/17 creature. And then the second way involves Shifting Woodland, which can copy Godpharaoh's Gift and use it to exile Ulamog, bringing it back as a 14/14 zombie with haste. Now, both options are epic, but here's the big question. How do you get Ulamog into the graveyard in the first place? Well, the answer is pretty simple. You either mill it directly from your deck, or you use discard spells to bin any copies that are stuck in your hand. Jund Ulamog combo reanimates unbeatably massive creatures, but the best deck in Historic? Well, it wins by stacking buffs, drawing cards, and making creatures completely unstoppable. So in 1st place, the best deck is Borosaurus. Key early plays include Esper Sentinel and Giver of Runes, which provide disruption and protection. Meanwhile, Core Spirit Dancer and Light Paws snowball into an unstoppable board presence by generating card advantage and tutoring for key auras. Recent standard sets have given the deck some huge upgrades. We've got Sheltered by Ghosts, which functions as both a protection aura and an offensive tool, ensuring your creatures stay safe while swinging in. Shard Mage's Rescue provides flexible interaction, granting lifelink and wall 2, making it a game changer whether you're playing aggressively or stabilizing. Demonic Ruckus has been a standout addition, giving creatures trample to punch through blockers, while also offering a strong turn 1 plot option when Esper Sentinel or Giver of Runes aren't available. So what's one of the deck's most explosive openings? Well, it's a plotted Demonic Ruckus on turn 1 into a turn 2 Light Paws, which immediately tutors out Sheltered by Ghosts, ensuring protection while accelerating the game plan. And with a selection of one-of auras that Light Paws can tutor for in specific situations, the deck remains highly adaptable, making every single game feel custom tailored to the matchup. Borosaurus can be nearly impossible to stop once it gets rolling, but that's just one of the many powerful decks in Historic right now. So before you go, if you're looking for even more top tier Historic decks, click the video on the left or check out my latest video on the right.